Then, Simon O'Brien, welcome. GCS, that's the podcast. As you can see the little teddy bear there, Grizzly. That's our logo.
Was that you?
That was me with help of AI, really. But the idea is me, my other half, and some people actually gave me that idea because they seems to tell me I'm a bit of a grizzly bear. Because
I'm gonna put a beard on it. Put the beard on.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Then it developed to many things. Then the whole gloves and black belt was me. The brain and the hands was from someone else. Then it went through a bit of a journey, that logo, but eventually it's there. Then that's how it looks. Then what we tend to do here is just a warm-up session. Okay. Then what we're gonna do before we're gonna get to your life story. I just want to talk with you about street self-defense for people that don't know what I'm talking here about. Like martial artists like yourself, very huge experience there. Myself or other people I invite here, it's always nice to see a different opinion about how to defend yourself on the street, especially here in UK when there's very strict law around that. Okay, then I think what I'm aiming here for is just see your opinion. What do you think about street self-defense? What do you think about coming across a person that is aggressive, and then let's say you by yourself or with your loved ones, your family, your friends, what you advise people to do? Maybe you had experiences by yourself you can share. And the same with let's say with another person when it's aggressive but then got like a knife or something, and how you would go about that. Then here to you. Then what do you think?
Well, self-defense is a huge subject. It encompasses many different aspects. Some of it worthwhile, some of it not worthwhile. I think if you're untrained, you should avoid conflict because you're not trained to deal with it. If you want to train self-defense, you need to be thinking about really not self-defense, just keeping yourself safe. Take away self-defense and just put common sense. Avoid most confrontation can be avoided. I think you're much better studying things like de-escalation.
Okay.
How to avoid red flags and triggers, walking around the streets with your headphones on and not being aware of your environment. I think that's far more important and beneficial that you can pick up and you can get some benefit for. The physicality of street self-defense, I think you're wasting your time, to be honest with you. I've seen it so many times that, why would you go into a confrontation when you're not trained for a confrontation? It's not something you can learn on a couple of Wednesdays in your local sports centre or community centre. Even trained fighters will avoid fighting. Why fight? Avoid de-escalation, keeping yourself safe, knowing, don't walk home on your own late at night. Avoid trouble. If you go in somewhere and it looks dodgy, we have these inbuilt senses, if you like. You go into something and suddenly you feel uneasy. Leave. Don't stay there and go, well, I'll fight my way out of it if I get into any trouble. Leave. Your brain, is your best ally. If it doesn't feel right, then, it's not right. Leave. And the problem is if you're not aware of your environment, maybe you're drunk, or maybe you're on your phone, or maybe you're preoccupied in some ways, but it suddenly doesn't, physicality doesn't suddenly appear. There's a process that it goes through.
Yes.
And you should be avoiding it in the early stages, as much as possible. So I think self-awareness, being awareness of your environment is massively important.
Okay. And what you would advise for people that they will come across situation and they without choice? Then did you have any experiences by yourself you can share that you had some aggressive person on the street, or you had some person with a knife or something, and how you dealt with it? Just to give an idea for people what to do with that situation if it comes along and you don't have a choice and you are there and you need to do something because your family is here or your friends or whatever.
I think there's always a choice. There's always a choice.
Okay.
If I ever got the situation, I'm with my family and someone pulled a knife on me, I've made some serious bad decisions that end up in that situation.
Okay.
I've been training nearly 50 years now. Okay. I've had certain circumstances that's come off. Someone threatened me. I walk away. I have no desire to show somebody what I can do, or, you know, to get into that sort of ego game.
Yeah.
The whole point is I want to go home to my family at the end of the day. The best way I can go home to my family at the end of the day is to keep safe. I'll move away from danger. Learn from animals. Animals don't fight unless they're cornered. And there's very few situations where you're actually cornered. You're not going to be walking along the street with the family and suddenly someone's going to jump out to you with a knife. It might happen in the film, but in reality, that doesn't happen.
Okay.
If you keep your wits about you and you're aware of your environment, I think that 99.9% of the circumstances and situations don't happen.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Then, let's just go to the episode. Let's go to your life story.
Okay.
Thank you for that. If you enjoy watching this episode, please like, subscribe, comment, and share with whoever you know.